But we must challenge political hypocrisy wherever it appears. If pro-life ends at birth, it is not a complete ethic of life. To be pro-life must mean caring whether a pregnant woman survives childbirth. It must mean affordable prenatal care, food, housing, childcare, education, and mental health support. It must mean protecting children from bullets in classrooms and from predators in trusted institutions. It must mean paid family leave. It must mean believing survivors. It must mean holding abusers accountable even when they are wealthy, famous, powerful, religious, or politically useful. You cannot claim reverence for life while dismissing the living woman standing in front of you. You cannot demand that she carry a pregnancy and then abandon her to poverty, danger, medical debt, or an abusive partner. You cannot call her body sacred only when you want to control it. Real reverence for life includes her life, her health, her future, her freedom, her voice. Power must not replace personhood. For generations, rooms dominated by men have written rules about women's bodies. The problem is not that men are incapable of compassion or wisdom. Men belong in this work as allies, fathers, doctors, teachers, lawmakers, advocates, and human beings. The problem comes when power speaks over lived experience. When lawmakers with no medical training substitute ideology for clinical judgment. When survivors testify and are treated as footnotes. When the person who will endure the pregnancy, the medical risk, the birth, the recovery, and the lifelong consequences has the least authority in the room. No democracy is healthy when bodily autonomy depends on a zip code. No system is just when a person with money can travel for care, while a poor woman, a rural woman, a disabled woman, an undocumented woman, or a teenager cannot. Restrictions do not fall evenly. They land hardest on people who already have the fewest exits. And for a survivor of domestic violence, pregnancy can become another tool of control. An abusive partner may sabotage contraception, force sex, threaten a pregnancy, or use a child to keep her tied to him. Removing reproductive choice can tighten the trap. This is why reproductive freedom and violence cannot be separated. Both ask the same fundamental question. Who has authority over a woman's body? The answer must begin with the woman herself. What trauma can do. Trauma is not weakness. It is the mind and body attempting to survive an experience that overwhelmed their ability to feel safe. After violence, the survivor may experience nightmares, flashbacks, panic, numbness, shame, anger, depression, difficulty concentrating, physical pain, changes in appetite, distrust, or a feeling of being detached from her own body. A smell, room, sound, uniform, date, touch, or song may pull the past into the present without warning. Some survivors cry, some do not. Some remember every detail. Some remember fragments. Some report immediately. Some speak years later. Some continue going to school or work as if nothing happened, because routine is the only raft they can find. There is no single correct way to respond to trauma, and healing is rarely a straight line. A good week does not mean the pain was imaginary. A difficult anniversary does not mean therapy failed. A trigger after years of peace does not erase years of growth. You are not back at the beginning every time you hurt. Sometimes healing spirals. You revisit the same wound, but you meet it with more language, more support, and more strength than you had before. For families, There may be secondary trauma, grief, guilt, anger, sleeplessness, and fear. Loved ones may want to fix everything. But a survivor is not a broken object. She is a human being reclaiming safety, choice, and connection at her own pace. Do not make her comfort you about what happened to her. Do not demand details. Do not share her story without permission. Do not tell her she must forgive to heal. Do not turn her survival into inspiration before you have made room for her pain. Stand beside her. Keep showing up. Let consistency say what perfect words cannot. A gentle path toward healing. To every survivor listening, I want to offer a few anchors. Take only what serves you. You remain in charge. First, come back to the present. Place both feet on the floor if you can feel what is holding you. Look around and name 5 things you see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you hear, 2 things you smell, and 1 thing you taste. Or simply name the date, the room, and 1 person who is safe. Tell yourself, that happened then, I am here now. Second, breathe without forcing calm. Try inhaling gently for 4 counts and exhaling for 6. A longer exhale can tell the nervous system that the immediate danger has passed. If focusing on breath makes you uncomfortable, open your eyes and focus on an object, a sound, or the pressure of your feet instead. Third, seek trauma-informed support when you are ready. A counselor trained in sexual trauma, domestic violence, or post-traumatic stress can help you process memories without blaming you or rushing you. Therapy is not proof that you are damaged. It is a place to receive tools for an injury you did not choose. Fourth, rebuild choice in small ways. Choose where to sit. Choose whether the door stays open. Choose whom to tell. Choose whether you want company. Choose a comforting blanket, a song, a walk, prayer, journaling, movement, art, or silence. Small choices remind the body, I belong to me. Fifth, care for the body without punishing it. Trauma may make your body feel like an enemy or a crime scene, but your body was not the offender. Your body carried you through. Feed it gently, let it rest, stretch if that feels safe. Seek medical care where it helps you feel comfortable and strong. You do not have to love every part of your body today. Begin by refusing to blame it. Sixth, create a safety plan if danger is ongoing. Identify a trusted person, a code word, copies of important documents, emergency money if possible, medications, transportation, and a safe place. Use a safer device if your phone or browser may be monitored. A domestic violence advocate can help you plan without ordering you to leave before you are ready. Seventh, release the timetable. You do not owe anyone a quick recovery. You do not have to become the person you were before. Healing may mean becoming someone new, someone who still carries a scar, but no longer lets the wound write every sentence. And eighth, remember this. Peace after trauma is not forgetting. Peace is remembering without being pulled under every time. Peace is waking up one day and realizing the memory knocked, but it did not break down the door. Peace is laughing without guilt. Peace is trusting your own no and your own yes. Peace is discovering that the person who harmed you does not get to own the rest of your story. Let men and boys must hear. Men and boys, I am speaking to you with love and expectation. This is not a women's problem for women to solve. Teach boys that consent is not a technicality. Teach them that rejection is not humiliation, that jealousy is not devotion, and that masculinity does not require dominance. Teach them to recognize coercion, to interrupt degrading talk, to to refuse to share intimate images, and to step in safely when a friend is targeting someone vulnerable. Do not wait until a woman you love is harmed before you care. Women should not have to become your daughter, wife, sister, or mother to earn their humanity. Believe that a stranger's safety matters too. Challenge the friend who will not take no for an answer. Challenge the joke that makes violence ordinary. Challenge the coach, pastor, executive, politician, celebrity, or family member who uses status as a shield. Good men are not threatened by women's freedom. Good men help protect it. And fathers, do not only teach your daughters how to avoid harm, teach your sons never to cause it. What institutions must do? The burden cannot remain on individual girls to outsmart every predator. Schools, recreation centers, churches, workplaces, healthcare systems, hotels, social media companies, law enforcement agencies, and youth organizations must build safety into their structures. That means screening and training staff, designing and monitoring spaces responsibly, creating clear reporting channels, protecting people from retaliation, preserving evidence, responding quickly, and never choosing reputation over a child. It means teaching age-appropriate body safety and consent without shame. It means funding rape crisis centers, shelters, legal aid, mental health services, and trafficking prevention. It means testing sexual assault evidence kits promptly. It means firearms safety policies grounded in the right of people to live. It means laws that protect reproductive autonomy and allow doctors to practice medicine before a patient reaches the edge of death. And it means accountability, compassion for survivors without consequences for offenders. Is not enough. Prevention without enforcement is not enough. Statements after tragedy are not enough. To the girl who thinks she is gone. Now I want to speak directly to the 14-year-old girl in these stories, and to every girl and woman who sees herself somewhere inside them. Sweetheart, what happened to you is part of your story, but it is not your name. You are not dirty. You are not ruined. You are not damaged goods. You are not the room where it happened. You are not the hands that hurt you. You are not the report, the examination, the trial, the whisper, or the rumor. Your innocence was not a possession that made you worthy before and worthless after. Your worth is not something another person had the power to steal. You still belong to yourself. There may be days when you do not feel brave. Let me tell you a secret. Surviving is not always dramatic. Sometimes bravery is taking a shower. Sometimes it is sleeping with the light on. Sometimes it is saying one true sentence to one safe person. Sometimes it is returning to therapy after you stopped. Sometimes it is deciding that today you will stay. You do not have to be fearless to be healing. You do not have to forgive the person who harmed you to deserve peace. You do not have to turn your pain into a purpose for it to count. Your only assignment is to keep returning little by little to the life that belongs to you. And to the mother, grandmother, father, sibling, partner, or friend listening, you cannot rewrite the day, but your belief can soften the loneliness. Your steadiness can help rebuild safety. Your willingness to listen without judgment can become part of the survivor's healing environment. Do not ask her to be who she was before. Love who she is becoming. Our promise. My beautiful people, awareness that leaves us merely sad is not enough. Let our heartbreak become protection. Let our anger become policy. Let our compassion become funding, education, intervention, and accountability. Let us build a world where a 14-year-old can go to the bathroom during a game, and returns safely to her teammates. A world where a girl does not disappear into an abandoned house while a community searches. A world where home does not mean fear. A world where no trafficker can turn vulnerability into profit. A world where a survivor is trusted with the decisions about her own body. A world where medical care is guided by patients and doctors, not by politicians measuring how close a woman is to death. A world where pro-life means protecting lives after birth, through childhood, through pregnancy, through poverty, through illness, and through every stage when human beings need care. A world where men and boys are not taught entitlement, but empathy. A world where power serves the vulnerable instead of silencing them. A world where power serves the vulnerable instead of silencing them. We may not be able to promise that no evil will ever enter the world, but we can promise not to make peace with it. We can promise to believe survivors. We can promise to protect children. We can promise to challenge laws that deny bodily autonomy. We can promise to hold institutions accountable. We can promise that shame will be carried by the offender, not placed on the survivor. And we can promise that when someone finally finds the courage to whisper, "Something happened to me," our answer will not be doubt. Our answer will be, "I believe you. I am sorry this happened. It was not your fault. You are not alone. What do you need right now?" To every survivor watching, I will not insult you by saying the road is easy. Some wounds change us. Some losses cannot be restored in their original form. But changed does not mean destroyed. Different does not mean diminished. Scarred does not mean unworthy. You can build a life that is not organized around what was done to you. You can experience tenderness without fear forever. You can reclaim laughter. You can reclaim rest. You can reclaim boundaries. You can reclaim joy. You can reclaim your body. Not because it ever stopped being yours, but because healing can help you feel that truth again. Your body is not a battlefield. Your body is your home. Your voice is not an inconvenience. Your choice is not a privilege granted by power. Your life is not a political talking point. You are a whole human being. You deserve safety. You deserve justice. You deserve care. You deserve peace. And even after the darkest night, your life can still hold mornings that feel like your own. I am Aunty May, and this is Empathy is Magic Motivation, where we do not look away from pain, but we also do not let pain have the final word. Until next time, lead with empathy, stand with courage, protect the vulnerable, and remember, the world does not need more silence. It needs your light. If this message touched your heart, please share it. Somewhere, a survivor is still wondering whether anyone will believe her. Let your voice become part of the answer. Subscribe to Empathy is Magic Motivation, and help us turn empathy into action. Because the world does not need more silence. It needs your light.